everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a recent favourites video. So if you want to see what I'm loving at the moment and any recommendations I might have, then keep watching. So hello, I hope you're all okay. I'm back with, as you know by now, one of my favourite videos to do because I just like recommending stuff that I think you might enjoy. Also, sorry for any background noise. I've got the doors open today because it's quite warm, but there's a very sad dog somewhere who's just like barking its little head off, bless it. So you might hear that and you might hear some birds or Merlin just snuffling around. He's currently sunbathing actually. But yeah, hi, I love doing these videos and I do have a few things that I'd like to share. I don't think I've done one in a while, have I? So I think I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna start with random things first, just to mix it up a little bit. So, as you might know by now, I love a scent. I love good smells. I've got a very, very strong sense of smell. So has Daisy, weirdly. We can smell things before anybody else can. And I'm just really fond of the house smelling nice. I'm fond of myself smelling nice and everything smelling nice, really. And typically I will normally use like wax melts and candles. I mean, I love anything that smells nice. But I have two diffusers. I've got one in my bedroom and I've got one that I've kept in the utility room for a while, but I pulled them out again recently and I was using a diffuser oil from Aldi, and I've also got a neon sleep one which I use upstairs because I get like anxious related insomnia. I really struggle to sleep sometimes and been loving them, and I thought, you know what, let's try and mix it up a little bit and get some other scents. So I had a Google, bearing in mind I'm no expert, but I found this pure scented range. They have like a proper website and stuff, and they look like this. And I have one that smells like Marc Jacobs Daisy, which, as you know, is my fave. This one is apple blossom and almond, and I can smell it on my hands even now. It's so nice, and it's just quite a therapeutic thing to have in your home as well, because I have one back there at the moment and a little like smoky steam comes out, and then it has lights that change colour, and then again the one in my bedroom. Actually I've got three, haven't I? And I've one in my living room, and the one in here I've had for years and years, and the other two were actually gifts. So I've just started using them a lot more and I'm really enjoying it. So if you do have one, it's worth checking that range out because the smell is so good and they're really, really lovely. They've got loads of different like fragrances for like more like calming, you know, reviving scents, and then they've also got some popular fragrance smells like, you know, clean linen and I don't know, men's aftershave kind of thing. But it's worth looking out for because they just smell really nice. So I thought I'd recommend that. And then the next thing is a bit weird. Right, we all take like vitamins in this house, and I'm a big fan of like doing that and taking different supplements and stuff. I do believe that it benefits me. Obviously I'm on the pill and things like that, and I think that while I'm great at taking the pill because I don't want any more children, vitamins and stuff I can sometimes slip. And even hay fever tablets, like I take the Elixir ones, they're really good by the way, but some days, you know, when you're in a rush, I just forget. And then with hay fever, you know, like once you've forgotten, the days just kind of a write-off in that respect, because your eyes, your eyeballs, it's, oh, the eyeballs for me, it's horrible. But when we were going away to Centre Parks, I was thinking like, I've got all these bottles and tubs and packets of things that I like to take. And especially when we're having busy days there, will I even take them? And I've seen these before, and I decided to order one, and I absolutely love it. So it goes from Sunday to Saturday, but I refill it on a Sunday, so I haven't taken Sundays yet. But they basically just, oh, it's not doing it for me. Here we go. Open. You basically just push it down and it opens up, and then you've got all your tablets in there. So I just think it's brilliant if you're like worried about forgetting stuff, or you're not very good at remembering to take things like vitamins, because I mean they're not always priority, are they? This I just find to be really useful, and I think it would be great for like holidays and stuff as well. Although bearing in mind with holidays, especially if you're going abroad, I would always take a few spares just in case of like important like medication, like the pill for example, because you never know at the moment, getting caught out and all that. But it's really, really good. And what I do, keep it next to my bed, and then in the morning I always have like a glass of water or something with me at night anyway. I swing my feet out of bed, I put my Apple Watch on, I take everything in that little pot thing, down some water, go downstairs and start my day. And it's really helping me just like stay on top of things a bit more. And I really like it. Was dead cheap as well, but I love an organisational type hack because I take anything that makes my life a bit easier. But yeah, that is like two random things. And then another random thing, I think you probably guessed by now that I love like a gin liqueur or like things that you can put in Prosecco. I've said this before as well, I will celebrate the opening of a gate. So if I can do anything to like make things a little bit more fun, like if it's a sunny day, I'm gonna celebrate it. If like my friends had some good news, I'm gonna celebrate it. I love stuff like that. But this was my favourite from last year, and it's the Infusion Small Batch Apricot and Lychee Gin Liqueur from Aldi. Now obviously if you wanted to, you can mix it with tonic or things like that, but I generally put a tiny splash of this in my Prosecco. I also love the bottle. It reminds me of like, you know, like The Alchemist. There's one in Manchester, there's two in Manchester actually. Like very like, I don't know, potion bottle-y. But it's really, really nice, and I've not seen it for ages. And then when I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna get another bottle. And honestly, I have, in that cupboard there, I have so many gin liqueurs, which is great, because like, when I have friends around, I can be like, I've got this one, this one, this one, this one, what do you want? But I just keep them in the cupboard and like bring them out when I need them, and or fancy one, it's great. But that's a really nice one. And Aldi's great because it's dead affordable as well. So that is that. And then now I'm going to go on to makeup and skincare, I think. So the first thing is that, I don't know about you, but as I've gotten older, my skin has definitely changed. I wouldn't say I'm in the throes of aging quite yet, but I went from being very oily when I was younger to, you know, the Sahara Desert sometimes, and my skin's just different and changing with me and growing old with me, and that's okay. But I do love to look after it more now. I'm really into my skincare now, and it's not just for face but also body too. So I was getting a bit dry, and I saw this on offer. I think it was at Waitrose. I was just in there buying some bread or something like that, and it's a Nivea body lotion repair and care to moisturise and relieve dry tight skin. Intense moisture serum and dexpanthenol. But I just really like it. Firstly, this locks really easily, and it's like a really sturdy bottle, like nothing breaks. And then the scent of it is beautiful. Like obviously sometimes you've got to be wary with scented products if you've got sensitive skin, but this is just really pretty, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Like it doesn't feel greasy, it soaks in really nicely, it is actually moisturising and does what it says on the tin. And I had like this weird, I don't know if you can see, patch of eczema on my wrist for months now, and at one point it was I'm gonna put some on now because, you know, just love to moisturize. At one point it was almost red raw and like really bumpy and split and sore, and I've just been putting this on like a bit more religiously, and it really does seem to have helped. It's still there, and I think it's problematic when you have it on your hands because you wash your hands a lot, and it can be quite hard to keep it like moisturized and like not, you know, dried out. But it's really nice. I really, really like that one, and it was on offer at the time, so oh, it does smell nice. It's really lovely. Next thing I'm going to talk about is this. So I got my hair done again recently. I don't even know if you can tell. It's like I got my balayage redone, so it's a little bit lighter, more like caramelly for summer. The nice thing with balayage as well is that like it just kind of grows out, so you don't really need it redoing. I hadn't had my hair cut or coloured for a year. So a trim was definitely needed to manage those split ends and stuff. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. But while I was there, Jen, my friend who also does my hair, she used this on my hair. She loves the Amica range. It's like cruelty free and stuff, like a really, really decent range. And it's the Glass Action Universal Elixir. And you can put it on like damp hair before you style it, or also on like hair that's already been styled, and basically it just kind of boosts shine and like controls frizz. So I would wash my hair like 2 to 3 times a week, and it's quite likely on the day that I'll wash it, I'll let it like air dry for the most part, and then I will curl it once, and then I'll just kind of try and eke those curls out for as long as possible. So for example, today it's kind of just a bit wavy, this, that and the other, and I'll probably wash it tonight or something like that. But when I take it out in the morning, it goes not so much frizzy but fluffy, and it just kind of looks a bit poofy, and the curls are still there, but it can be quite like, do you know what I mean? And I just run a tiny bit of that through my hands, like a little like tiny pump like this, and then like pull it through my hair, and not only does it like redefine it, but it gives it a bit of shine back. It just kind of looks better, and Daisy's hair really likes it, and it's a gorgeous bottle, and it's glass, and I think it's going to last me a very long time because of how little you need. So that's the first thing. The next thing is going to be something that like not everybody wants to talk about, but I'm quite happy to talk about, and it's chafing. I would use the term chub rub, but the thing is, no matter what size I've been, my thighs really like each other, and I think that sometimes calling it chub rub is just, it's daft, isn't it? Because so many different people, regardless of what dress size they might be, can have like thicker thighs, like curvier thighs, and it's just to do with the way that your body is, and I think it can be quite normal. Now I go 3 stages with it, because sometimes I'll be out and about and I won't need anything, so I also have like some of those snag tight shorts, and I've got a different product that I've used before, but then yeah, some days I'll be absolutely fine, and then other days it just, for some reason, I've got it that day. I don't know if it's when it's like slightly more humid, I really don't know, but I've been trying this out recently, quite like the name. It's called Mega Babe, and it's Thigh Rescue Anti-Friction Stick with aloe, pomegranate and grapeseed oil, and you just swipe, basically. It's like a deodorant, can you see? And you basically just go and a lot of the time with products like this, I just stick them in my bag, so I've always got them on me, because I've always got a bag. Actually, it's one of my favourites, so I'll show you that now. But it's just really good product. Like I think it needs normalising a bit more as well. Like we don't need to be embarrassed about it. Like surely you'd rather be more comfortable and like get a recommendation from a friend. Do you know what I mean? So if you have thighs that love each other really loads too, then you know, join the club. It's I nearly dropped it. It's really worth trying. I really like it. It goes on quite moisturising and like slippy at first, and then it soaks into the skin, and it just stops that feeling. It's more like, and saves you walking like, you know, a baby with a poo in its nappy or something like that. Anyway, next thing, because I was talking about my bag, is this bag from Primark. What I love about it is it has this handles, like, so you can do this if you want, or, which is very, very handy for the school run, it's also an inbuilt extra strap. Not only is it great for this time of year, you know, just that kind of beachy vibe. I mean, you could take it on holiday with you. I took it to Centre Parks, and it was the bag that everybody kept putting their crap in, which was frustrating, but at least it served a purpose. But I just take it everywhere. It's great for the school run because it fits loads of stuff in. I can like stick a jumper in there if it's a hot day and they've come out and like, will you take this, will you hold that? It's great for like, I just keep like my purse in, I keep an umbrella in because, you know, British weather. I keep this in. Just throw stuff in and go on your merry way, and I've still got my hands free for holding hands, for guiding scooters, for carrying their bags or coats or whatever. So it was a long, you know, dialogue about my bag, but I really like it. It was from Primark recently, quite new. And then other favourites, because we were on beauty and skincare, weren't we? Next one, you know that I've recommended the Saint-Tropez, you know, the facial fake tanner mist before. Really do like that. But ASOS had a sale on maybe it was about a month ago, and it extended onto everything, and I swear it was like something ridiculous, like 25% off. And I thought, right, I'm running out of my spray, so I'm gonna get a new one, but it was out of stock. So instead I tried the Saint-Tropez Self Tan Purity Vitamins, and it's bronzing water serum with glow boosting vitamin C and D, and it is like a serum, and you basically just pump a bit on your hand and like massage it into your face. So in one way, obviously you've got to get it on your hands, then you've got to wash your hands afterwards. The spray was a bit more like, oh, hands-free. But I do really like it, and I do feel like I'm not going to complain about an additional serum to my skin with vitamin C and D. And yeah, it gives a really good tan, and I don't know if I might stick with this from now on. And then I wanted to give a little shout out to this. Now, I went to go and buy this a couple of months ago at the Trafford Centre when we were there, and I couldn't find it, it wasn't in stock, and I was really annoyed, so I had to buy some alternatives, which were fine. But you know when you're like wearing something, I kept looking at my makeup and thinking there's just something not quite right. You know, my day-to-day makeup, like this basically. I was like, I just don't look right, what is it, what is it? And then I kind of realised that it was my lips, and then I thought, right, I've got to get it again. And it's the Nyx Lip Pencil in Ever. I've shared this so many times over the years, and I've used it religiously apart from this little hiatus. But it's like a smoky, rosy, mauvey colour. I would say not mauvey really, it's definitely like a darker rose shade, and I have it on my lips today, but I like to outline them and then like bring it in a little bit, and then I put Stockholm, the soft matte lip cream over the top, and a little bit of gloss, and it's just like perfect on me, or at least like I feel best with that on. So I can really recommend that, and it's really cheap as well. Now, what have we got left? We have books and we have television. So let's start with books. The first thing is this one, and it's Rachel's Holiday by Marion Keyes. It's really old, it's like 25 years old. I read this years ago, and there's a sequel which is again Rachel, which came out in February, which I've got ready to read, and I'm really enjoying it. You know, like books, some books, if you reread them, can be ever so comforting, and this is just one of them. Like, I remember it vaguely, but not enough to be disinterested, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's a nice big one. And basically, it's a girl called Rachel. She's in New York City, she's Irish, and she's just, her life's kind of gone off plan really. Like, she's dabbling in drugs and things like that. She ends up like having a bit of an issue, and her family intervene, bring her back home, and she ends up going to rehab, but it's not all that it seems. I'm not spoiling that, by the way. It's just basically a synopsis of the blurb without me doing that weird thing when I read it. And then another book that I'm a bit naughty like this, I kind of flip between, but wow, isn't Colleen Hoover a brilliant writer? She wrote It Ends With Us, which I've got as well, and this one is called Verity, and it's a thriller. I will read this one because I know less about it, but Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lowen doesn't expect to uncover in the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography autobiography Verity had never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing its contents could devastate the already grieving father. But as Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begin to intensify, she recognises all the ways she could benefit if he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying could make it impossible for him to continue loving her. So, yeah, there's 2 recommendations for you, because we love a book, don't we? So that is those. And then I'm going to show you. Right, this isn't my favourite, but my kids are obsessed with them, and we've had a delivery because they got, well, Bill's got birthday money, and the kids got some spending money off my grandma before she went away on holiday. So it is these. Introducing the very next thing that your kids will be obsessed with, mark my words. Cats versus pickles, everybody. Ba-dum-bum. They are bizarre. So basically, you know, like those plushies, those squishmallow type thing, little mini ones, and it's a surprise bag, everyone. We love a surprise bag. And you open them up, and inside you either get a surprise plush toy, 1 cat, or 1 pickle. And there are loads of different variations, like there's a tiger cat, there's a spaceman cat, there's like a pickle called like, I don't know, like Sharon or something. They're bizarre, but my children are obsessed with them. And I have 6 here. Bill bought 3. And it worked out, if I got 3 more, I got free shipping, which would have worked out the same cost as another cat. They're £5 on Smith. So I ended up getting 6. One was for Stan and Daisy, and then I've got a random one that everyone can fight over. I hadn't really thought that through, but I hate paying for shipping. So that was their spend gone on some cats or pickles, we'll never know. But they're gonna lose their shit when they come home after school, because they arrived and they've been asking me every day since we ordered them. So that's great that they won't ask me anymore, but they're obsessed. And if you want something new, like they've been quite a good, you know, like birthday party present with maybe like a little like sweet cone or something, like, because I just feel like they're going to take off, and kids love them. So there we go, I thought I'd show you those. And then finally, for television, things I know about love or something. The Dolly Alderton book has been made into a series on, I forget what channel, but I'll leave all the details down below. But we've started watching it and we both really like it. What's great as well is that because at the start you kind of find out the details which place like the age and stuff, and it's the characters are exactly the same age that I would have been at that time. It's set like 2012. So for me, it's like a blast from the past, but also an insight to what life might have been like, because equally so, I think they were about 23, 24, and at 23, 24, I became a mum. So it's like an insight to a completely different life, but also at the same time, so much of it is really familiar, and it's a bit raunchy. It's just really fun to watch, and I'm really enjoying the relationships and the characters. It centers around like 4 girls, mainly one more so than the others, but it's really, really good. Really, really good, and we're really enjoying watching that. And obviously, I kind of need to give a little shout out to Love Island. The last season took us ages to get into, and by the end, we couldn't even be bothered watching it to find out who had won, because I don't know if it was just because they were on holiday and nobody else really was, because it was still like COVID. But this year we're enjoying it a bit more. We seem to have gotten into it a bit more. We started it at Centre Park, so when the kids were in bed, we'd be watching that with like a glass of wine or something. And I am actually enjoying it. And I think as well, like, it is one of those where you look at it and then you like look at their amazing tan sculpted bodies, and then I look down and I'm like, oh wow, got more rolls than a bakery. But at the same time, they're in their 20s, they don't have kids, they've got loads of time on their hands, and like, go, you just go and look great and enjoy yourselves, kids, because it's all downhill from there. But also, I'm really enjoying the fact that Tasha has hearing aids. Mark and I were having a chat about it last night, that like, God, I wish I would have had that growing up, like that, just that acceptance, and like that, you know, to see that she has them, and that like Andrew or whatever his name is isn't asked, or nobody's asked. And I think when I was younger, I was so worried that I would be like cast aside in that respect, but it's not true. And it's just nice. It's nice to have that normalised in a way, and it doesn't feel like too tokenistic either, because I feel like it can sometimes go that way sometimes. But yeah, so that is everything. It was a really chatty video. I'm at 28 minutes, Jesus. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will hopefully see you all very soon.